So if we stay on the topic of our bodies adapting to stimulus, and we look at our body's systems, and we break it down into the systems that we have in terms of our skeletal, muscular, circulatory, nervous system, digestive system. All of these systems are going to have different adaptations, whether it's long-term or short-term. We're going to focus on our skeletal system at the moment. So when we go through patterns of exercise and regular exercise, there's going to be positive impact and negative impact. There's always a consequence to exercise and movement. But we want to focus on that positive. Now, the positive will always outweigh that negative over time. The health benefits will always outweigh the implications that can happen to our joints in terms of overuse and applying too much stimulus and weight if we think about training in certain ways. Now, we've talked about the stimulus for short-term responses in terms of how our body responds to exercise on a circulatory, with our blood pressure going up, our heart rate going up, and all those different ways. But in terms of our skeletal system, we have an increased range of movement because of that synovial fluid that increases to allow our muscles to feel more supple, to get that blood, so it allows a bit more movement. Improved shock absorption. So our muscles and our joints are almost shock absorbers. So when we have an impact to the floor, our joints will take the force to allow our body to feel sturdy and create that frame still. Now, if we think about the long-term adaptations to exercise, to our skeletal system, we think about the improved joint mobility and improved joint stability, improved posture in terms of we feel more steady, our core becomes more stable, we start standing up straight. Our flexibility will allow us to hunch our shoulders back to a natural position, so our posture becomes more positive, a lot better, more healthier. Improved coordination and balance within our skeletal system, so our skeleton is there to allow us to stand, to move, to store nutrients and vitamins, and protect the rest of our body. So it's the infrastructure of our bodies, our skeleton. So to have that coordination and balance, to be able to stand upright, is going to increase the more exercise that we do. And it decreases the ability for our bodies to get injured. Now this, if you compare this as a consequence and a positive impact, if you over-exercise and overtrain and put too much stress and stimulus on your muscles when they need rest, or on your bones or on your joints when you need rest, you're going to have the implications of injury. You're going to have those problems with your joints. You're going to cause too much stimulus too fast, and you're going to get injured. This is going to have long-term effects and short-term. You might be 6 weeks out for an injury, but then if you tear your ACL because you've been running flat out for the last 6 weeks, not giving yourself enough rest and recovery, you're then going to have that injury for the rest of your life. So if we highlight some of the important factors about improving our posture and the effects of exercise that has on us in terms of our skeletal system, improving our posture through exercise can benefit and the functions of our body. It can functionally improve our performance, it elevates our self-esteem, it increases postural focuses surrounding exercise in terms of better posture, allows range of movement to increase, to get into a position where the muscle is at the most lengthened position, to then contract to the most shortest position, which engages more muscle fibers. So muscular strength, muscular endurance increases, that range of movement increases, which is what flexibility is. And then through increased core stability also has a massive factor on our posture. It allows us to stand up straight and feel more comfortable in those positions and not being slouched over.